The relationship between Harry and Meghan has officially come to an end. An insider from the royal circle has officially verified upsetting information concerning the Sussex duo. In Milan, a journalist recently had a conversation with a royal expert, Mr. Benjamin. She gained her recognition through her employment at the notorious gossip magazine. According to the expert, it has continuously frustrated me to hear that the Italian media always has the upper hand in obtaining information about the happenings within the palace. We are completely uninformed about the whereabouts of the Sussexes. The palace is providing us with little to no information of significance. This is reasonable enough. We are not entitled to know the activities of the deceptive pair. However, it is quite frustrating to listen to statements originating from foreign countries. There is a clear lack of confirmation through statements from the royal authorities. And Mr. Benjamin proceeded to mention that he had received an email from the Italian journalist the previous night. The inability to provide her with a response was so exasperating that it felt nearly lethal for me. In response to her question about Harry and Meghan living separately, I regretfully informed her that I have no knowledge regarding the matter. Although she may not appreciate my response, I am curious about the reason behind her inquiry. Okay, people, it seems that there are rumors going around claiming that Meghan avoids mentioning Harry's name altogether. We have already observed and informed about that. Lately, she constantly addresses him as her spouse. Meghan appears to be consistently associated with these fluff articles, although her name is all that stands out. We no longer catch a glimpse of Harry's presence. It appears that Meghan is possibly attempting to create some space between herself and others. Alternatively, Meghan might have come to the conclusion that she has surpassed him and no longer requires his assistance in carrying out her schemes. If the situation remains uncertain or unresolved, there is a possibility that she could regain his affections if she starts to struggle. However, without a doubt, the focus is solely on her. It seems that the malicious spirit has progressed into the subsequent stage of her self-fashioned, imaginary identity. She has bravely transitioned to the next chapter of her life, embracing her newfound status as a divorced Duchess of Sussex while leaving behind any inhibitions. I strongly believe that her intention all along was for her and Harry to ultimately split up, and now she is diligently executing her strategy. It is quite apparent that he lost value over a year ago, meaning unless those titles are somehow suspended, Meghan will likely acquire them. I cannot fathom the difficult phone conversation Harry will need to have with his father and brother, informing them about the separation. Oh, the potential for either immense embarrassment or immense gratification is indescribable. Less for Harry specifically, but more for Meghan. Primarily and most notably for their employer Netflix. Their love must persist indefinitely. However, even with the knowledge, I highly doubt that King Charles would disclose this information to everyone. Additionally, another credible source has provided their insight, stating that the rumor circulating may potentially have been initiated or leaked intentionally by Harry's spouse. In my opinion, this appears to be the most probable outcome. The motive behind her dissemination of this deceptive information remains a mystery. There are claims that suggest it serves as a diversion, purposely evoking compassion in the event of his book's failure. However, I believe Meghan is capable of lying without any justification. She simply craves attention and desires to be the topic of conversation among others. That is a sufficient justification for her. Reportedly, a much-anticipated Netflix series is on the verge of release, promising to showcase their enchanting love story. Oh, don't be ridiculous. This idea of separation surely does not align with that. However, Meghan is solely interested in attaining attention and making herself the subject of news headlines. She remains indifferent to the nature of the situation, be it positive or negative. Meghan lacks the significance to create news independently. I hold the belief that Meghan Markle has entered a phase where she is completely detached and self-absorbed in her relationship with Harry. She has no further use for him. It is evident that he has exceeded his usefulness and is now considered irrelevant to her. Having achieved her desired outcome, it appears that she is now readying herself to target another individual. Who knows if this new victim is aware of what will occur or not. However, this does follow a common pattern of behavior exhibited by narcissists. I, personally, would not find it unexpected to learn about their divorce or separation. To be honest, I'm not surprised it didn't happen earlier. However, it is pointless for Meghan to continue criticizing the royal family. I believe she possesses a keen sense of intuition and comprehension, enabling her to perceive King Charles III's intentions to strip them of their titles. Therefore, she should proceed with caution, as any future actions from Meghan will likely lead to financial disadvantage in the divorce settlement for her. It appears she is subtly redirecting her focus towards different goals in order to reap future benefits. However, individuals like Meghan, who have an insatiable greed for money and prioritize it above all else, possess the cunning to constantly discover new avenues for financial gain. It is possible that the reason for Harry's recent silence might be attributed to a potential separation, if indeed it is true. If the divorce between Meghan and Harry actually takes place, I firmly believe that Meghan will hold Harry responsible for orchestrating the entire deceptive scheme involving invisible children. She will always avoid taking responsibility for it. According to reports, there is ongoing speculation that Meghan Markle aspires to hold the position of U.S. President. That I am unable to express that sentiment without experiencing an extremely unpleasant sensation deep within me. It seems that California is indeed the ideal destination. Meghan is planning to heavily flatter and sway the politicians. I sincerely hope they don't fall for it. Supposedly, she is among the rare few women who fulfill all the requirements. It is uncertain to me who deems her qualified, but apparently she meets the required criteria. However, she must engage in excessive acts of affection or flattery towards a few additional individuals, prioritizing whichever action comes first. It appears that Meghan is in favor of the Green New Deal. We should keep in mind that Meghan is not only an advocate for women's rights but also a compassionate humanitarian. She will make every effort to skillfully manipulate those around her. It pertains to her skill set. Whoever it is, their identity is of little importance. Everyone will support her when she declares her intention to run for president. She believes that she will receive considerable backing from high-profile individuals and the media as she strives to become the first female president. She assumes that her followers and others alike will contribute their efforts to assist her in obtaining this significant lifelong position. Certainly, her past experiences will inevitably resurface, yet she firmly believes that they will not hinder her aspirations in any significant way. In essence, the skeptics will most likely disregard or overlook the actual facts and truth behind it. They seized the chance to leave their homeland behind, embarking on a journey towards the western frontier, commencing a fresh chapter in their existence. What exactly is this new phase? Frankly, I'm uncertain. Perhaps they choose to pay a visit to charitable organizations for a brief period of time. They may choose to participate in photo-taking alongside the assistants, engage in planting activities with the kids, or alternatively, read a book aloud to them. By engaging in such activities, they not only secure financial gains but also attract media coverage and indulge in the pleasure of displaying their skills, fulfilling their inherent desire. This serves as an additional means of communicating with the royal household. They conduct themselves as if they are providing a remarkable service, though not according to any regal criteria, but based on their own guidelines. However, as is often the case with Meghan Markle, there is a significant hurdle in implementing this strategy. I believe that she did not take into account the U.S. When the Constitution was accepted. She also agreed to take on the title of Duchess. It can be located. The Constitution explicitly bars individuals with noble titles from serving in federal positions. This restriction is outlined in Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8. Additionally, it forbids individuals in federal positions from receiving any honorific titles bestowed upon them by foreign governments. The Founding Fathers were well aware of their actions and their implications. Their intention was to deter the creation and establishment of a noble society in the United States. Their intention was to safeguard the republican systems of government from the interference of foreign nations. I apologize, my dear, but unfortunately, the U.S. Senator Duchess Meghan Markle will not be present. We can safely say that there will never be a President Duchess Markle. I remain skeptical that the royal family will take any action regarding the pair. I am deeply concerned that they will allow them to freely engage in destructive behavior without any repercussions. I must say, Harry and Meghan are truly undermining the dignity of the royal family and displaying a lack of respect towards the people of Britain. And my concern is that there won't be any intervention to prevent them from proceeding. It appears that nobody has demonstrated the necessary toughness to take action. Harry and the invisible children must be taken out of the line of succession. I remain unconvinced about its likelihood of occurring. They have been engaging in these terrible actions for a long time now without facing any significant repercussions. In other words, the royal family has been excessively lenient towards their actions. Meghan and Harry have continuously succeeded in disrespecting the royal family without facing consequences. Initially, I had great respect for the royal family's ability to transcend the negativity and not engage with Meghan's offensive remarks. However, it is now time to move on from this situation. If there is any negative portrayal of Catherine in the book, Harry's brother will definitely unleash his fury upon him, and it will not be a pleasant sight. The credibility of anything written by the deceitful duo is highly questionable due to their consistent manipulation of facts to suit their own agenda. Perhaps, the royal family is currently in a state of anticipation, eager to discover the content that Harry will include in his book. We have prior knowledge of the forthcoming release titled Spare, set to debut in January. The mere title implies that the focus will be on Harry's efforts to persuade us that he is an unjustly treated individual. Isn't that something they have skillfully turned into their profession, along with Meghan? Furthermore, they have been highly successful in generating significant profits from their endeavors. In my viewpoint, unless the titles are promptly removed following the book's release, there is a possibility that they will remain indefinitely. I cannot exactly explain the reason behind that. Perhaps King Charles has been wishing for a possible resolution, where Meghan and Harry will cease their criticism of the royal family. It is mere speculation, but I believe that had William been given the option, they would have relinquished their titles long before now.